I'm standing on the side of the interstate where they say shots have been fired. As you can see, the road is definitely covered in snow, and you can see a car that just went around us. Like you said, just moments ago, we received an email with some details about what happened. So let me read that email to you guys while you take a look at the scene. We had the opportunity to see Justin Smith, one of the former officers that's being charged. We've been out here maybe more than 3 hours now, and I just, like you just mentioned about that red tape, I want to show you guys that in the last half hour. Zanetta, you may need to be a little worried here, but it's okay. I'm going to figure it out for you guys. I promise to give you guys a show, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here this morning. I got some water here, and I put it in a water bottle. I guess the secret is out the bag. You know, I did not do too well in art class, but this is what I have for you. This is one. Max was doing snow angels and snowmen, but Max, I got a better one for you right here. Take a look at this departures and arrival board. I've never seen anything like it. Now, we all know that reckless driving has been an issue for Memphis for years now. You can see the rain is starting to come down a lot now. And like Todd just mentioned, this is only the beginning. These questions take up about 4 pages of the ballot, and one of them is well over 2 pages. Zanetta, all 3 former officers were found guilty of obstruction of justice. When we first reported the stabbing incident, officers were telling us it was a domestic violence issue, and they were not really giving us information. Posting that mugshot of Jasmine Moss, and if you read the comments, you saw many people expressing their concerns, and I had the opportunity to speak to the mother, who tells us, unfortunately, the suspect was her child's best friend. Transition from social media to becoming a sold-out comedian. Crime scene tape remains outside Twins Food Mart on Jackson Avenue, but the business is still open. According to one neighbor we spoke with, that is the issue. He says there are always disturbances happening outside this business, and something needs to be done.
It's just crazy to think that, like, the amount of things that go on this corner and how constantly, and it's an everyday thing.
Memphis police officers can be seen inside the 24-hour Twins Food Mart early Wednesday morning after responding to a shooting call around 3. An employee who did not feel comfortable speaking on camera says a worker was forced to shoot a suspect after he went behind the counter, fought the worker, pulled out a gun, and attempted to rob the business. MPD confirms, saying they found the 2 suspects at Regional 1.
I mean, the police they seem like they're driving around and they're camping out and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, this is a staple, constant problem in this area. So why can't we get that resolved?
Your news leader spoke with this homeowner who has lived behind the food mart for 2 years.
We're catching it all on camera.
He says, but the cameras aren't enough.
We built this ourselves because we were just like, we need all this added extra protection and layers because it's just not safe.
According to the Memphis Data Hub, Memphis police responded to the mart 14 times in 2024 for robberies, theft, and assaults.
That type of stuff is just unacceptable. The more that we're allowing things like that to constantly happen, it's the more that it's going to get worse. I mean, it has to be addressed.
The homeowner admits to your news leader he hasn't tried going to the owner of the shop or local officials about the mart, but knows his neighbors have.
So many things have been tried to be done about this place, but it seems that nothing really happens.
He now begs for help from city leaders.
I feel like when we start seeing major moves from them, which we have, I guess, but it needs to happen faster.
Reporting for your news leader in North Memphis, I'm Jessica Knox, WREG News Channel 3. Just on the other side of these doors, a group of Black men from across the Memphis area are gathered together to honor, celebrate, and continue the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Dr. King was going to do a Poor People's March where he was going to make sure that America made good on that promissory note that Black folk would have equality, economic equality, and access to wealth. And so that's why we're here this morning, to make sure that we pick up that baton.
Dr. Stacy Spencer bared the freezing temperatures to continue a message.
Dr. King wanted us to activate that dream, and it was much more than just having a dream.
According to Dr. Spencer, it was the foundation, and he doesn't stand on it alone. More than a dozen other Black men joined him at Beale Street Landing at Tom Lee Park Monday morning to march with him.
And it's a disconnect in our community right now with communicating. When we communicate, we find that we have more ideas that are aligned.
Shelby County Commissioner Charlie Caswell says he created the summit Men of Impact to bring everyone together, regardless of their political views, to develop policies for change.
As a policymaker myself, it's good to be able to have these men tell us what it is that they want to see and us help make that happen.
Commissioner Caswell says more than 28% of men of color voted for President Donald Trump. But with crime, poverty, and criminal justice reform being such a major issue among the black community, they are not waiting to see if President Trump will help.
Help is not going to come from the outside, it's going to come from the inside out. And so the sooner we can come together as men in Memphis and put together our economic plan, we can see viability and change the narrative from a city of poverty to a city of prosperity.
Reporting for your news leader, I'm Jessica Knox, WREG News, Channel 3. Brandy Rucker and Marius Ward did not appear in court this morning, but according to their attorneys, that was to be expected.
He wasn't brought to the courtroom today just because we just had a status hearing set.
It was a quick proceeding.
We were just reporting back to the judge the status.
Only Ward and Rucker's attorney showed up for Thursday's report date. Your news leader asked Ward's attorney, Josh Corman, why the case has not received a trial date.
There's quite a bit of digital evidence in the case, videos, body cam videos, and for whatever reason, those were just turned over to us this week. So that's kind of why there's been a delay, and that's why we had to reset the case again today.
You may remember this case when WREG first brought it to you in November of 2023. Marius Ward and Brandy Rucker are facing several serious charges, including first-degree murder, for allegedly robbing and shooting St. Jude research doctor Alexander Bulikoff while he was walking with his wife and 2-year-old daughter on Tennessee Street. Police say Rucker admitted to being the getaway driver, and Ward admitted to shooting Bulikoff.
Statements are recorded, and that's one of those things that we were waiting to get turned over to us, which is the recording of his interview.
Reporting for your news leader at 201 Poplar, I'm Jessica Knox, WREG News, Channel 3.